The motion picture that dares to unlock the secrets of the unknown.
Is the man. Is he, Charles?
Yes, he is.
You call that thing a man?
On this mystery island in the Pacific, 3 people are trapped in a new dimension of horror. The New York doctor who gave up his Park Avenue practice to prove himself either a madman or a genius. His wife, tormented by unsatisfied desire, desperate to escape her loneliness and her fear. The intruder, he knew that the forbidden secrets he uncovered were against the laws of nature.
I shall succeed in creating a higher, a perfect man.
The scene so shocking that a special warning bell has been installed to protect the faint-hearted. When the bell rings, we suggest they close their eyes and not open them until it rings again.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Empowered with X-ray vision, possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
On this peaceful island, crowned by the great volcano Mount Mauna Kea, occurred the mightiest eruption that ever shook the earth, burying the beautiful city beneath it in molten lava and creating destructive tidal waves that raced around the world. For 300 years, this mighty volcano lay dormant. A new and more beautiful city sprang up at its base. But now, after centuries of inactivity, slight tremors are being felt. At the Bureau of Meteorology, a group of scientists watchfully check delicate instruments to determine the seriousness of this renewed activity. And I want you to send me some real stories. Now, here are your steamship tickets, and here are your press passes. You'll need these down there. Goodbye, good luck, and for Pete's sake, see if you two can work together for a change. Right, Chief.
So long.
That's funny. Say, Lois, do you have my press pass?
What makes you think I've got it?
Sorry, sir, but you'll have to get one down at headquarters.
Thanks. You go on ahead, Lois, and I'll join you later. Now, what did I do with that?
Poor Clark. Too bad he lost his pass.
all indications, we can expect things to start popping at any time. In order to save the city, we've decided to blast the higher rim of the crater, thereby diverting the flow of lava away from the city and into the ocean below.
Is the chief in? I'd like to see him about a press pass.
He'll be back shortly. Won't you have a seat?
Thanks.
Wait here. Hello? Hello? Send up that car. Hello? 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 Miss Lane?
Blast! Blast!
Look out! No, Miss Lane, this way!
Boys. This looks like a job for Superman. How's the story coming, Lois?
Oh, fine, Clark. Too bad you weren't in on it.
Maybe I would have been if I hadn't lost my past.
Bloodsuckers. Grotesque rituals and pagan orgies. They worship evil as their god, and their high priest is lust. Bloodsuckers. The living dead feasting on the life's blood of their victims.
Keep quiet and sit down! I command you! Let us beware of those who seek to possess our bodies and our minds. For the academic world dehumanizes us.
Bloodsuckers. The hypnotic spells they cast on the living, but a prelude to the unspeakable terrors yet to come.
Are you trying to tell me that A girl sucking blood from a man's neck. Inducing orgasm.
The creeping horror spread like some twisted, vile plant engulfing the living and the dead. Bloodsucker. A trickle of red became a churning, roaring river of blood. Decaying creatures of the night, walking the earth until the pits of hell open wide to receive the living, the dead, and the undead. Bloodsuckers.
Good evening, everyone.
And my mic was not on, and now it is. Good evening. How we doing tonight, Evan?
I'm doing good. Doing good. How are you? How's everybody at home? We got Kathy in the house, Sears in the house.
The
Scott,
chat is already popping off.
Thomas.
All of our special friends in the chat. I saw William in there. Yeah, James Scott, Kathy Sears, Ethan. It's good to see everybody. Hope your Friday is going well so far. Hey, how can it not be? It's Friday, right? I mean, come on. We made it. It's time to unwind with some public domain horror movies like we always do.
It's been a hot one.
Yeah.
It's time to cool off.
Yeah, you know when you're stuck in a heat wave like we were over the past week, you just start to work up a unquenchable thirst, you might say.
Right.
So I think tonight, we're gonna quench that thirst. I think because you know what we're thirsty for. Blood. Yes, we're thirsty for blood tonight. As you can see, right there. Sorry. We're watching Bloodthirst. Yeah, Evan. I'm looking at the title here on the side.
Right.
Right.
On here on stage. Is that left or right?
Well, it's not even. You don't know how long it took me to learn my left from my right, Evan. I can't get into this now. I'll get all confused. But we are happy to have everybody with us tonight as we watch Bloodthirst, of course. Our another installment in our Summer of Schlock Strikes Back, which this is our 5th. So we're halfway, right?
Halfway through the summer somehow.
Somehow
it just started.
It feels like it just started, and then it feels like it's going by kind of slow. And then next thing you know, you're like halfway through, and you're like,
yeah.
Wait a minute, how did we get here? How did I get here? And
Was that your David Byrne?
Not very good. It was not very good, but I went for it. Okay.
This is not my beautiful blood.
No, and I think that's what tonight's movie's all about. People are gonna find their blood isn't their blood anymore. I don't know.
Cool off with a nice cup of blood.
Right. That's right. A nice cool glass of blood. Not bud, blood.
Blood light. There's there's no way that hasn't been used in something.
It's
in some
somebody's has to have done. We would not be the first.
There's
to
no
do
way that doesn't exist already.
But you know, it's been a fun summer of schlock because we've been traveling and vacationing around more with our movies than
we've been on kind of a world tour here.
We have, right? We were on our second film of the season, we were in Hawaii, and then we spent some time in Mexico. And then last week we were in the mountains of Japan
on a crazy ride. Last week's movie was crazy.
Yeah, it was a bonkers movie, and as I told Evan, it had no business being an hour and a half. There was absolutely no reason for it to be that long, but
I think we kind of concluded afterward that you could have just taken out the second act, and it still would have been unchanged.
Yeah, you wouldn't have lost much. But it was a bonkers movie. We had a lot of fun with it. So check out Venus Flytrap if you haven't seen it yet. It was a lot of fun. It'll be worked into the rotation for the Saturday Night Shockers here eventually. But so we spent a lot of time in Japan, and so it was fun. And now we're gonna hop on over to the streets of Manila in the Philippines.
Okay.
And that's what we're getting into tonight. And this is an American horror noir, maybe. It kind of has some noirish kind of, at least visual elements. And it was produced in the Philippines. And again, it's about a detective investigating, an American detective coming to the Philippines to investigate a murder that involves a blood cult. And
he's got a thirst for justice.
Justice, yes. I mean, right? That's what all they wanna. I was gonna reuse the same joke, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say a tall, cool glass of justice because I already said a tall, cool glass of blood.
I would have let you get away with it.
I'll allow it. But yes, and hey, you know what? Speaking of beverages, Evan, of course, as always, brings us a delicious beverage to pair with the evening's films in a segment which during the summers he calls...
Ladies and gentlemen, what time is it? It's Schlocktail Hour. And if you've got a bloodthirst, you might be seeing red, but that's not the only way. Maybe lately you've had a strange dream about Tibet or a young murder victim.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's been paying attention. I've been a little off the rails for the summer.
Well, this is the time.
On-theme drinks have been I've been on a bit of a tangent. But if anybody would like a little window into my life, lately I've been rewatching Twin Peaks, which is awesome. I love Twin Peaks. But it's given me such a hankering for cherry pie that I've had a thirst for cherry pie all summer because I've been watching Twin Peaks.
Right.
And I feel like if I really wanted to, it would be easy enough to secure a cherry pie. Like, it's not that hard to get a hold of. I just haven't done it.
Yeah. It's
so,
yeah.
And I don't really bake. I don't know. Do you bake?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be hard to find a good one in a store that's actually good. And then if you try to make it yourself, who's to say how that's gonna turn out, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't bake because it's almost too similar to my day job. Like, I feel like it's like all day, like it's measuring things and juggling a bunch of simultaneous tasks.
Chemistry, baking, same thing. Yeah, if you don't know, Evan cooks meth.
Yeah, that's my day job.
He's very much a cook or a chef.
But yeah, so I'm trying to remedy this thirst. I got a thirst for cherry pie, and I'm trying to remedy that tonight with tonight's cocktail, which is a send up to my love, Twin Peaks. This is the Red Room, made with vodka, cherry liqueur, amaretto, cherry pie filling, just cherries, graham crackers, a little bit of cinnamon, some Greek yogurt, and of course a splash of black coffee. We're gonna blend this up. It's supposed to be like a smoothie. That's kind of what I'm going.
Well, when you sent me the recipe, I did not realize, I didn't put together all the ingredients. But then the name and the ingredients once you put it out, then it's like,
yeah.
Oh, of course. What an amazing tribute to the show and the man.
Rest in Cheetos.
Yeah. Why didn't you put some Cheetos in here, Evan?
Oh,
Come
damn,
on.
I could have had a hot Cheetos drink.
Yeah, man.
Save that for next week.
Yeah. We'll save it for a Lynchian film. Very excited for this. And of course, I see Alana and Sally hopped in the chat. Hope y'all are having a good Friday. Welcome. And yeah, cherry pie is interesting.
It's time to scare the dog again.
Oh,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
Sorry,
No,
Charlie.
he's fine. He'll get over it. Yeah. It's not even. You got most of the ice crushed up anyway. It sounds okay. See Evan blend. Oh, look! You hear it. You hear it now. It's getting nice thick. A little ASMR for you. Blend stream.
We're mixing.
We're mixing.
Summer, we've had a couple blended like ice drinks
right
over the season, but I feel like it's about right for the summer. You know.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Something to cool me off.
Right. Yeah.
It's been ludicrously hot here lately.
That's what I like. You're paying tribute to like warm things, like the pie and the coffee, traditionally warm.
Yeah,
but you're
typically
tailoring it to the time, which is it is so hot that you got to throw some ice in.
It's cherry season. Cherries are. It's like the very tail end of cherry season.
Very, very good. I see Steve is in the house. Welcome, Steve. Hope you are doing well on this Friday. We are about to enjoy this
dig
cocktail.
into this lovely
Red Room. Here it is. It's has a nice aroma to it.
Smells like cherries. Well, all right now, everybody. This is the Red Room. Cheers.
Cheers. It's really good.
That's a damn good cocktail.
Yeah. You were waiting on that line, Evan, weren't you? You were waiting
on that all day.
Setting yourself up for that all day. No, it really is though. I mean, it's got like.
What I like about it is that it's got kind of like a sweetness that creeps in. Like you get the tartness of the cherry, and then I feel like you get the graham cracker.
I think that
you could maybe use some red food dye. It's pretty pink.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty pink. I do think that the graham crackers definitely add kind of between that and the coffee. There, you get that crust and that kind of.
Yeah, I just put the graham crackers straight in. You could rim the glass with them, but there's so much. I felt like the cherries were going to be so tart that I wanted to add a little sweetness to it, and also like I got the cinnamon graham crackers, so instead of throwing extra cinnamon, I just said,
I mean, right? Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting to. The cinnamon, it's all mixing together to kind of really create like a full-bodied beverage.
Yeah.
So well done
this is
tonight.
A full-bodied dessert.
Yeah, right. It is like very much like a dessert cocktail in the best sense that You don't even taste the booze. It is just very much like...
It's not too much, though. It does lean more toward... I was trying to go for smoothie more than, like, milkshake. Because I've done it a bunch of times on this show where, like, I'll make a milkshake. It's just, like, throw ice cream and liquor together. And, like, of course it tastes good. It's ice cream.
Yeah.
So I thought with the yogurt, we could, appreciate everything else in it a little more.
Yeah, yogurt... I mean, I think that's it too. Like when you start calling out all the ingredients, and I'm like, oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, okay, that's what that is that I'm tasting.
It's got some protein in it.
It does. Again, like we said,
it's healthy.
It is like a full.
This is a good post-workout.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
Right. Yeah. After you get
You're in the
done
pool today, right?
With a bit. Yeah. After every vigorous practice, I like to recover my body with a heaping glass of Red Room.
I think we've just made fight milk.
Essentially. But it is very good. And yeah, the cherries give it like a tartness. It all ties together really well. So outstanding job, Evan.
Thank you.
Outstanding job. And
it's been a good summer.
Yeah, right? I mean, again, 5 pretty schlocky movies and 5 pretty amazing schlock tales. They've all been really good. Like we have
even the one where we got a bunch of rosemary stuck in our teeth.
Oh yeah, that I think that's the only one where I mean I liked it, but
it was out there.
It was out there. Was that the one that I was thinking came close to your seawater experiment?
Well, at least we've got like a floor.
Right.
We've got like that was probably the worst experience we've had with one of these, right?
Yeah.
Just a mouthful of salt water.
Just a mouthful of salt water. But even that in and of itself was fun and entertaining. So yeah, no, again, Evan, you've taken some big swings with the cocktail. So schlocktail. And yeah, another winner. So very, very excited to enjoy this with tonight's film. Which again, the beverage is not red. Don't worry. There's no red in the movie either because this is black and white.
Oh.
Yeah, so I haven't seen this before, but
what year is this?
So that's the funny thing about it is it was released in 1971, but much like last week's film, it was actually filmed in the mid-60s, sat on the shelf for a number of years before a distributor came along and in this case said, oh, we need a movie to be the second feature on a double bill. With this British movie called Incense of the Damned, we're going to retitle it Bloodsuckers. So let's take this other movie and it'll be Bloodthirst, and that'll be the double bill. So that was why we saw the trailer coming in from the pre-roll Bloodsuckers, because it was on a double bill with tonight's movie.
Oh, okay.
Which again, like that Incense of the Damned Bloodsuckers, that was made like in 1970, 1971. So you see that trailer and you see what they're talking about, what's going on. This movie is very much like a movie made in the 60s. Like it's not as it's more restrained. But again, it's American produced, and there's a whole cycle of exploitation films, particularly horror films, that were produced by Americans but filmed in the Philippines. So we're going to be talking about that later. I know someone in the chat brought it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, there's like a kind of a whole, like, I mean, it's not like again, I guess cycle is the best word, of these Filipino like exploitation horror movies that kind of were made through the 60s and the 70s. So it'll be interesting and some interesting connections.
Yeah, yeah. Are we going to watch that other movie?
That is not public domain, unfortunately. So I know, unfortunately. But
okay, so we'll have one half of a double feature.
Right.
Do you think this played first or second in the double feature?
Tonight's film played second.
Okay.
Because again, it's 1971 and you're trying to show a black and white movie that was made in 1965.
Yeah, show it after everybody's like left.
Well, and most people aren't. Yeah, they're not going to be paying attention to even the first feature. So you just need something to fill out the double bill. And that's why the trailer that we saw, it mentioned bloodthirst at the end, but all we saw was stuff from Bloodsuckers. I Eat Your Skin, which we watched a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a black and white movie shot in 1964, released in 71 as the second movie on a film that was shot in the 70s. And the trailer does the same thing where it shows the stuff from I Drink Your Blood. And it mentions I Eat Your Skin, but you don't see any footage from I Eat Your Skin because it's black and white. So it was just kind of a thing. If you needed a second feature to fill out the double bill, then you find this thing that's been sitting on the shelf for years. And, you know, nobody, you know, as long as people paid for the double feature, it doesn't matter if the second feature is no good or not, because most people who aren't into it will have left anyway. They're not going to ask for their money back, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, as a business practice, like, the film preservationist in me is like, yeah, well, like, okay, let's watch some old movies, but like,
yeah,
come on,
right? Yeah, I mean, again, film distributors and exhibitors are not the most morally guided people in the world. You know, I mean, again, we're talking about a business that runs off sensationalism and, you know, again, especially when we're talking about like horror films and exploitation films, right? Like that's very much trafficking and trying to kind of shock people into seeing the thing. So, yeah, so we'll see. I mean, you know, I think it'll be, I read decent things about this movie in my research for it, so excited to get into it tonight. Should be a lot of fun. But anything else before we start Bloodthirst?
Is that true? John Adams drank a dram of hard cider and then went for a 10-mile walk.
No way, a 10-mile walk. I feel like that would take hours.
The president, like, is he like walking and talking, or is he? Not a lot going on in this administration.
Well, if you had a whole dram of apple cider beforehand, how are you going to make it 10 miles?
How much is a dram?
I feel like it's a lot, right? Dram is one letter away from drum, so it's got to be a lot, right? By that logic.
It feels like it wouldn't be as sensational a story if it was like a tiny amount, right?
No, a
like
dram.
You drank like a thimble of hard cider.
Yeah, no, if that's a dram, that's not quite as fun a story, but yeah, I mean,
so what would you say is the difference between bloodthirst and bloodlust?
Well, I think bloodlust would be what they were talking about in the trailer for Bloodsuckers, where they're like, she's drinking the man's blood to orgasm, or
that's
whatever they
certainly
said.
a bloodlust.
That's
in a
bloodlust, right?
Kind of sense.
A very literal sense. And then bloodthirst would just be you're just drinking it because that's what you're thirsting for. There's nothing sexual.
I've got a thirst for blood, nothing sexual.
Put that in the paper.
Hey, we don't judge. If that's your kink, go for it, I guess.
Yeah. Just don't hurt anybody. On that note, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of Bloodthirst right now. Oh, we're hanging out at the club. Oh, no, we're leaving the club.
And thank you for staying late to help me with the inventory.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Calderon.
Shall we come in early tomorrow afternoon to finish it?
No, just be here at the regular time. And enjoy the day with your families.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Calderon.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Maria. And thanks for staying to help us.
You're welcome, sir.
Maria, I know it's a beautiful night, but I'm responsible for all of you girls who work here at the club. I feel better if you stayed a few minutes and let me drive you home.
You're very thoughtful. But I know this section and, as you say, it's a beautiful night.
Very well. But please, be careful.
I will.
Good night, Maria. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, Mr. Calderon, and thank you.
Maria's not going to make it.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
We got the titles. Look out.
Yeah, Outlook is looking poor.
Yep. There's not too many big... I mean, there's not really any big name actors in this. There's one prominent character actor we'll talk about later. That Big DS. But I mean, you know, very atmospheric lighting.
Yeah.
Cinematography off the bat, which is nice.
We don't always get. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, we don't often get beautifully composed long shots with elaborate lighting. Yep. What? Newt Arnold.
It's like my favorite Harry Potter character.
Talking about Newt Arnold later. Oh shit.
Sheesh.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang. Strung her up.
Cuts on both of her arms, exactly like the others. Get her down.
What will you do now, Inspector Ramos?
Do you know the name of Adam Rourke?
Every detective in the world has read his book on sex crime, motivation, and investigation.
And he is my personal friend. I'm sending a cable to New York tonight.
They're bringing this guy in from the New York SVU. We're
calling in the best of the best. He wrote the book.
Is this a colleague of Benson and Stabler? Or what are we doing here? Are we going to hear the dum dum?
Particularly heinous crimes, etc., etc. Dum dum.
Aggressive soon.
I'm glad to see you, Adam. Welcome.
That's a greeting.
Miguel, it's nice seeing you again. You know, it's been 4 years, and from the looks of your face, I'd swear you haven't aged more than 10.
What's up, Parry? Let me take this.
No, come on, what's up?
Your American directness. You don't even permit me the courtesies of greeting.
Listen, I know a chief inspector of homicide doesn't send plane tickets to their friends just so they can fly in and sit by the ocean and watch colorful bunkers drift by, right? Besides, I got to know that particular look pretty well on your last trip to New York. What's up?
All right, my friend, I'll tell you on the way home, and I'll tell you some more when we get there. My car is there. Let's go.
Okay.
Do you think those are duty-free greeting cards?
All exactly the same.
Gotta be.
All neat, all deep. All precisely 10 centimeters long.
Knife wall.
Not a fraction more or less.
My
On
knife
the
wall.
inside of both forearms of
All
every
pointing
single...
Why not?
Very calculated and
Is
very
that foreshadowing?
and
Could
every
be.
victim a young, attractive girl. No deviation.
None.
Are you absolutely sure each victim was completely drained of blood?
Except for fractional amounts in the hands and head. No, Adam. It could not have been done with anything like that. The incisions are too thin, too neat. We have talked to every friend, every family. Anyone who could help us find any kind of link, any kind of pattern that could tie the victims together. Do you know what we found?
No.
There's no connection. And Adam, it has to be only one man. No two persons can kill so many people exactly the same way each time.
Except for one thing.
What's that?
What if the killer were Siamese twins?
She was basically here to help my brother, Mr. Rourke. It might be better if you remembered the pressures on him instead of making jokes.
I'm glad you're here. Adam, I want you to meet my sister, Sylvia.
How do you do, Sylvia? I'm sorry if that last remark created the wrong impression.
No apology is necessary, Mr. Rourke. But it might help if you remember that you are in a country whose customs and attitudes are not your own.
Sylvia. Adam is an experienced lieutenant of homicide himself. And he is also my friend. Do I make myself clear?
She is
Quite
calling
clear,
him
Miguel.
out.
Now, what is it you wanted?
To pour myself a drink. But if I'm disturbing,
No, no, no. You know all about this. Go ahead.
is there anything I can get for you, Miguel?
A rum and calamansi, please.
And, for our guest?
The same if you'd be so kind.
Y'all have a red room.
Late yesterday, one of my men
Apple
traced the
pie in a
fact
glass.
that Maria Cortez
That's exactly what
was
I need.
working as a hostess at the Barrio Club here in the city.
Have you done a follow-up over there yet?
No, frankly, I wanted to talk to you first.
I'm glad you did. That gives me an idea, Miguel. You don't have any Americans working on the force, right? Therefore, the possibilities of somebody spotting me for a cop are pretty thin. Secondly, I'm a stranger here, so there's no chance of running into any previous acquaintances. Miguel, this is probably the best setup you've ever had for putting in a plant. Now let me function as an undercover man. I can pass for a tourist. I'll even wear colorful sports shirts and carry 2 cameras if you like. What do you say?
No, Adam, no.
No.
Thank you, Sylvia.
We don't know why he drains the blood from his victims. We can only assume that there's some peculiar twist in his sick mind.
Do you think there'll be other killings at the club?
Not necessarily. Of course, you don't have enough men to warn, much less protect every attractive girl in town. And if our killer even suspected we were trying, he'd pick up and move to a new area, a new city.
Then it would be harder to look for him. And in the meantime, there will be more killings.
Right. I'll do some digging on my own about this last girl. Maybe it'll help speed things up for you.
No heroics now. No foolish chances. Just information, all right? Then there should be no connection between the two of us for a few days. Anyway, I'll provide you with a contact man.
Good.
Adam, there is another possibility I would like you to know. There are many sophisticated people among us, but there are many more who are not. There have been some rumors in the villages about a strange blood cult, voodoo and the like.
Sick.
And since none of the victims' blood had ever been found on the scenes of the murders, people have begun to think and suspect that it had been taken for some fiendish purpose.
Really?
I know. But anyway, I would like you to think about it.
I'll do better than that. First thing tomorrow morning, I'll go down to the main library, and I'll read up on Count Dracula and the medieval witches.
Nice. Got him.
My brother is trying to help you.
And I'll remember what he said, Sylvia. Don't move. There, at the base of your neck, 2 small holes. Yes, fang marks.
Sylvia, I think that...
And I think that only a complete fool would ignore all the possibilities that might apply, even the occult.
Regardless, I would like you to bring Adam into town.
No thanks, Miguel. I'll call a cab.
I might.
If there is to be no connection between us, there should be no connection at all.
Could be
not
good.
even a
I must
cab
have
driver.
missed.
Miguel, I
or
preferred
forgotten
if...
about
And
Trail
I
Mix
would
Schlocktail.
prefer that you help us in this matter.
I think it
Since
could
you
be
have
delicious.
just returned after 2 years of
Ramen
studies
noodle,
in London,
Schlocktail.
no one will recognize
Don't
you
tempt
at
me.
this hour.
See, please don't.
Take
The
the little
Luzon
chili
Hotel is very
packet.
clean. I'm sure you'll get a room there. My man will contact you tomorrow.
Tequila.
Adam, here is additional material that I prepared for you.
Thank you for your hospitality and the spirited conversation.
My sister Sylvia is very headstrong, but she means well. I hope you two get along
She
well
just likes to
together.
play devil's advocate.
Miguel, I didn't know you had a sister.
In here, yes. Her father was connected with an English firm here in Manila before the war. During the occupation, he joined as a guerrilla. He was very brave, but very unlucky.
And her mother?
Her mother died a few years back.
So your family adopted her?
Ganyan lang ang buhay.
C'est la vie?
Así va la vida.
Das ist wie die Welt geht.
I just ran out of languages.
Okay, Harvey boy, let's go.
Harvey?
Yes, Harvey. I always take him with me whenever I'm working. Oh, by the way, who runs the Barrio Club?
His name is Calderon.
Uh-huh. Thanks.
The hotel is 2 blocks back on the other side of the street.
I hope you'll forgive me for that little joke I made back at the house.
Oh, was that a joke?
I see. Well, I guess there isn't too much more to say except good night.
Except one thing.
Yes?
Right now, my brother needs the help of people who can equal his dedication. Not that of...
Of wisecracking skeptics who ignore the possibility of the occult. All right, I'm just surprised that you believe in such things.
Do you have all the answers to life, Mr. Rourke?
Not the last time I checked, no.
Well, then it might surprise you to find out that there are still some mysteries that science and policemen seem unable to answer. Good night, Mr. Rourke.
I came here to help Miguel, and I intend to do it. Because you're his sister, it would make things a lot more pleasant if I had your friendship, too. But I don't need it. Now, in the interest of friendship, I'll make a simple bargain with you. I won't form any final opinions in this case till all the facts are in. If you do the same with me, okay?
All right.
Now, if you promise not to tell a soul, I'll let you in on one conclusion I've made already.
Really? What?
Regardless of how
Hey,
it
the
turns
audio's
out,
off.
you must
Hold on,
admit
let's see if
that
this
someone has
fixes
come up
itself.
with a novel idea for a blood bank.
Why, you crude.
All right.
Look out! Oh, never mind.
Hold on, let me see. If the movie's not like this, then I need to fix it.
Do you have a cigarette?
Hold on, okay. Let me just try going from us and then back to it. See if it.
Have a light?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's, maybe.
I was just going to ask you something very personal, but you have that business before pleasure look in your eyes.
Not really.
Yes, really.
You're very perceptive.
Well, I'm not very subtle, but be sure to ask for me when that look changes. My name's Teresa.
I think it's we're like almost at our break, too.
Yeah. Maybe we can fix that for you.
Yeah.
We'll just enjoy these people speaking out of turn.
Good evening, sir. What would you like?
Whatever you make best.
Very difficult. First round, the best way. And no charge for a new visitor's first drink.
Your eyes are as sharp as your drinks, huh?
A part of my job, pare.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes?
Maybe you can help. This club is run by Mr. Calderon, isn't it?
Yes.
Where can I find him?
Why?
I want to talk to him.
Sorry.
you're a good man. I'm a stranger, and right away you spotted the fact that I'm here to rob Mr. Calderon, and maybe even kill him.
Maybe you are all right, Pare. But I still won't tell you until you tell me.
I'm a writer. Magazine articles in general, and anything else I can get in particular. Now, I read the newspaper story about the murder of Maria Cortez.
Yes. I would like to put my hands on the one who did that.
Then you can help. And Calderon, too.
You'll find his office at the top of the stairs, back there.
Thanks.
But you must
still
not.
off. God.
He's very strict about that. Now we shall have to wait until after Serena's dance.
Revelio definitely has something to do with this. Of course, he's gonna get sidetracked by a pretty girl. Shocker. I think it might be re-sync. Oh no, I'm gonna get dizzy.
Cherry pie.
You were wonderful.
Oh no.
Time after time. Dancing too much, overworking yourself. What about me? What about us? Aren't we ever going to have any time for us? Is there never going to be any rest for either one of us? Lorena, one of these days we must find it.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Is it synced back up?
This is a private office.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I thought that was a door to a hallway.
Get out of here.
I'm looking for Mr. Calderon. I have some very important business with him.
I'm Calderon. I have nothing to discuss with you. Now, outside.
No offense. I just made a clumsy mistake. Please accept my apologies.
Get out.
You must be awfully tired after that dance, but it was wonderful. Like I said before, ma'am. No offense. I'm leaving. Sorry. Well.
Weird.
When were you talking to him?
On the stairs a moment ago.
What did you tell him?
I believe I said thank you.
For what?
For the compliment he paid me on my dance.
I'm sorry. It's just that everything makes me nervous ever since Maria went.
I know. But don't you think you should go and talk to him?
I'll be right back.
I don't know why it got out of sync like that.
It's weird.
Well, I think Maria had more spirit and more laughter than anyone I ever knew.
You met her at the club, right?
Yes,
How long had you known her?
about 2 years.
Now that she's gone?
I don't know, except that I miss her very much. And sometimes when I think of the way she was... Oh, good evening, Mr. Calderon.
Good evening, Teresa.
Whoops, now don't worry, I was just leaving.
Please. Are you all right, Teresa?
Yes, Mr. Calderon?
Are you sure? Would you like to go home early tonight?
No, I'm fine, really.
Good. Then would you excuse us, please? I want to have a word with this gentleman. May we talk? There are many problems to running a business like this. My nerves sometimes, well, I'm afraid you startled me at such a moment in the office. It's my turn to apologize.
My pleasure, Mr. Calderon. You know where I come from, folks don't consider a man unless he knows how to make an apology and accept one.
That's a very good philosophy, Mr.
Rourke. Adam Rourke.
Bueno.
Yes, Mr. Calderon?
Whatever Mr. Rourke would like. And have it brought down to us, please.
Another of your specials, Marino.
And what would you like?
Nothing, thank you. Well, since you said it was important business, I suggest a little more privacy.
There's nothing secret about it.
At least we can sit in more comfort. Please.
Whatever you say.
And that is going to take us to our first break. So we're a third of the way through Bloodthirst. What are we thinking so far, Evan?
I'm enjoying it so far. It's a bit different than what we might usually see. It's very noir.
Right, yeah.
It's a very loquacious movie. There's an awful lot of dialogue.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, it's not like a bad thing necessarily.
No.
But there's got some cool characters. I mean, you know, it does help to characterize them, I guess.
Yeah, having an American police detective, you know, abroad in a foreign land, that's kind of a little plot contrivance that you definitely, I think, would see later in like action movies and stuff like that, right? And you know, anytime that you're going to take advantage of a location in another country, you know, I mean, you know, we've been pretty isolated so far. We haven't like gone out and about and explored things, but I mean, it's been more focused on just kind of building atmosphere with the cinematography and
which was very good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely playing with the chiaroscuro very well and the, you know,
nice big word.
Yeah. Don't you like that? Film school.
Mr. Film School.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they are definitely kind of taking advantage of the cinematography and the art direction to create a vibe and an atmosphere while they're setting up a lot of the story stuff, which, you know, I mean, again, like you said, it's very like talky, right? So we'll see if things kind of pick up a little more.
Yeah, I feel like, so we've already seen, this is a monster movie, right?
Right.
We had a monster earlier.
We had a very brief glimpse.
I feel like we've got this, had this very like serious, moody, character-driven kind of thing going so far, and they're just this monster is just gonna crash through it all like a wrecking ball and just remind you this is a monster movie.
Right, isn't that what's funny about it? They're taking all this time to kind of build out like a little more of a straight, like thriller. Again, noir
I
kind of narrative.
Forgot about the monster. Like they were spending so much time talking in this bar.
You're like, wait, there's a monster in this movie? Oh yeah, we did see a monster. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know. It may be used sparingly. So
yeah, we may have to wait, but.
But you got a blood cult mixed in there. And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
blood cult in the mix.
Definitely pretty good setup. I'm interested to see how it plays out in the second act. And again, this is this film comes to us courtesy of one Mr. Newt Arnold, which
Mr. Newt.
Oh, wrong button, fat fingers. Hold on 3 times. Newt Arnold, which Newt is short for Newton. So there's your when it was like, wait, why Newt? Like, what is it?
Yeah, of Fig fame.
It is short for Newton. Absolutely. He's a fig heir.
That's all I got in the film with my fig money.
My fig money. Well, it must not have been that much money because he only made 3 films.
Well, look, those cookies aren't that good. Okay?
No, but actually, Newt Arnold has a really interesting.
Just kidding. I love fig.
You're right. I mean, I'm not a fig guy. But Newt Arnold actually had like a pretty wild career. So he only actually ever directed 3 movies.
Okay.
And like principal director. Like the one that we're seeing tonight is his second. The first one is a 1962 horror film that's public domain entitled Hands of a Stranger. And it's one of those stories about a guy who loses his hands and he gets the hands of like a killer and the hands are possessed. Like that what was it, 13 Demon Street episode? There's a good number of like stories like that in horror, and they're always kind of just fun and silly. So we will get to watch Hands of a Stranger, but that is the first trailer that we're gonna see during this break is for Newt Arnold's first film that he directed, Hands of a Stranger.
Have you heard of Night of the Were-Rooster?
I have not. I'm gonna have to look.
That.
I've not heard of that, James. I'll look into it. I will do my research, my process. Yeah, I'll see. That sounds interesting though. I've never heard of it, so I'm gonna have to look into it.
That sounds great.
It does sound fun. Again, we're always on the lookout for schlocky movies. You can always email us screamstreamshow@gmail.com for your recommendations, and I'll do the research. But it is kind of like funny. This guy made 2 horror films, and then he got into assistant directing for big Hollywood movies. So he was an assistant director on Godfather Part 2, Blade Runner, The Goonies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I mean, yeah, either AD or second unit director.
Wow.
So he had a pretty extensive career in Hollywood on big studio productions,
Mr.
right?
Newton.
It goes to show you don't have to be the big Mr. Director person, Mr. or Mrs. Director person, to make a decent living and working on like important movies in Hollywood, because this guy did.
Yeah.
And but he did stick it out to dive back into directing for one more film later in his career, and that is the 1988 Jean-Claude Van Damme martial arts vehicle Bloodsport, which, funny enough, blood's still in the title here, so he couldn't quite let that go. But Bloodman, yeah. But that's the second trailer that we're gonna see is for Bloodsport. It's your classic late 80s canon movie trailer with a Don LaFontaine narration over it. It's a lot of fun, and the movie looks like a really cheesy 80s canon action movie. So speaking as a Death Wish 3 fan, I can appreciate that aesthetic. But yeah, we're gonna.
I wish we could watch that on here.
I know, dude. Me too. Yeah, we're gonna
just watch that every week.
I mean, seriously, I would have just as much fun every time I watched it. Yeah, we'll have to do a special stream. You know, I think we're allowed to. You know, you can do like private stream. You don't, as long as you're not publicly live streaming it, you can do, you know, kind of little things with a group. So that's something to explore down the road. That would be a fun one. But yeah, I mean, you just gotta love cheesy exploitation movies. But yeah, so Newt Arnold, 3 movies, and we're gonna see the trailers for the other 2. We're watching his second, and we'll see the trailers for Hands of a Stranger and Bloodsport. And then when we come back, we're gonna get into the exciting middle of Bloodthirst. So stick around, we'll be right back. Oh, my fat fingers. There we go.
Surgical scientists in every country all over the world are dedicated to the future truth that human life one day might be extended indefinitely by the replacement of defective or worn-out parts.
I'm going to try something radical. I don't know if you're going to like it. It doesn't matter as long as you save his hands.
From medicine's secret files comes the astounding case of the surgeon who replaced the shattered hands of a maimed pianist with the inhumanly strong hands of a dead killer.
You think you understand the human hand? I'll teach you more than you ever thought you knew about. You're not a doctor. You're a monster. A selfish, crazy monster.
I was my hands. They were my life. Now I'm carrying the life of someone I know nothing about.
Then you must learn again, or you will have no life.
Hands of a stranger that he could no longer control. Hands of a stranger with a primitive urge to kill. Hands of a stranger reaching for the soft flesh of the girl he loved.
For centuries, the Society of the Black Dragon has sanctioned an ancient rite of combat, known as the Kumite, open only to the world's most lethal warriors. It has never been won by a Westerner.
You are not Japanese. I can do it.
Now, for the first time, the true story of America's super agent, Frank Dukes, can be revealed.
Uncle Sam can't afford to let you get hurt. I'm going to Hong Kong. Frank is going to fight in the Kumite, and we're here to stop him.
An awesome human weapon.
It hurts me just looking at it.
Who infiltrates the Chinese underworld.
I did not come this far to stop now. Take it.
To enter a forbidden competition.
Couldn't you just get me in?
Strict rules, no press.
You telling me you never break rules?
Where every fighting style, every worthy opponent, every deadly technique clash in savage combat.
Time to separate the men from the boys.
And only one will triumph.
Now I will break you.
International martial arts sensation Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport, the true story of the ultimate champion.
And we are back. So that was the trailers for Hands of a Stranger and Bloodsport. So again, Newt Arnold had a pretty interesting filmography as a director. You know, you make 2 60s horror films, you take a little break, you get some experience under your belt, and then you come back for one last big go, and it was Bloodsport. So looks like fun.
That's what this movie is missing, is a martial arts sensation.
Don't you love that? Yeah. Martial arts sensation. Yeah. International martial. You gotta love the Don LaFontaine narration. Yeah, that trailer, doesn't it just evoke simpler times? I haven't seen that movie, but it looks ridiculous. Yeah. 80s action movies.
Love cheesy 80s action movies. I've been kind of on a Tubi rabbit hole.
Which is so easy
to
go down.
So many just like awful cheesy movies on that service, and I love it.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, my watch list is like jammed packed with movies that I thought I'd probably never see because I'm where am I gonna find this? Oh, it's on Tubi. Of course, it's on Tubi.
Everything's on Tubi.
Yeah. I mean, that was their advertising for a little bit, like a rabbit hole, like inviting you to like go down the rabbit hole of Tubi. They know what they got. They absolutely know what they got. I love it. But yeah, it's, hey, it seemed like New Arnold was just a guy looking to make movies, and he got to be a part of some pretty good ones.
Real. And not like ADs are important. Like,
yeah.
He had a big hand in the production of these movies, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that is like keeping everybody on schedule. You're keeping the shit moving forward. Like, it is. Yeah, it's
Do you want to watch Bloodsport after this?
Yeah. Oh my God. We have to watch Bloodsport after this. we usually watch something.
We do usually watch something.
So yeah, that'll have to be it. Yeah. So this movie has been I'd say New Arnold. There's like not a lot of like directing, like amazing things going on in terms of like the acting, but I mean, there's a little bit more kind of just of a vibe to this than the average low budget 60s horror movie.
Yeah, I think it's probably just the location, but I am getting like Casablanca vibes. Just a little. It's not. It's
right. I could see that. I could definitely see that. It's funny because I mean, clearly, like the Philippines as a location, I mean, it held value, obviously for the kind of the unique look of the cities and the destinations and all that. But I mean, also things were cheap. Production was cheap. So, I mean, that's why you basically had American producers that ended up making a lot of movies in the Philippines. And that's what we'll talk about during our second break, is that whole kind of cycle of American filmmakers filming movies in the Philippines. And, we'll get into the characters there. And again, the actor that is playing the Philippines detective is Vic Diaz, and I think Alana pointed out earlier that you can say he bears a passing resemblance to Peter Lorre. He was known as the Filipino Peter Lorre. That was a moniker for him. And he's the only actor that really went on to do like anything notable. He was in a lot of these other exploitation movies that were filmed in the Philippines. He popped up in a lot of those in character parts. So that's why he also kind of had the Peter Lorre moniker too, because he was playing these kind of like usually villainous, mischievous characters, but here he's playing a good guy. But usually he would play like a villain. And he may pop up in a trailer that we watch later when we talk about those movies. So should be fun, but we're about to get into the exciting middle of Bloodthirst, and I mean, what are we thinking? It's taking its time, but where do we see this escalating to here in the second act?
Well, if we've got a like pattern killer, I guess who's the next girl, right? Do we have any? Is it just we got the dancer?
Well, we do have the dancer. There was, I mean, we have the sister.
Yeah.
We also have, there was that other employee of the club that he was talking to. Do you remember her?
Earlier?
Yeah, it was like right before, it was when the boss or the owner of the club came up and started being nice.
Okay.
And he asked that girl, like, oh, do you want to go home early?
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah,
That,
her.
yeah, she, I think she's
next.
Probably next, yeah.
Okay.
You got to keep the sister around. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, who's disposable in our cast?
I think it's this other employee.
Okay. So, got a bloodthirst to fill. Sate.
Let's see if we can quench it. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting middle of Bloodthirst right now.
Hope it stays in sync.
I hope so too. I don't know why I did that. Pisses me off.
You realize you take it for granted that the
You
audio is
really
going to
do.
be in sync.
You know, it was pretty rude of me to just stand there blabbering away after I busted in your office and I saw you and that lady were having some kind of personal argument, but whoop, there I go again, sticking my clumsy nose in where it doesn't belong. You know, that's the trouble with all writers. They're just plain nosy.
You must be a good writer because you're very perceptive. We were having an argument.
I hope you got it all worked out.
Just one of the usual conflicts between a headstrong performer and a practical businessman.
But what a woman. Why, those people out there were reacting to her like a bunch of slaves, all hopped up on berry juice coming to worship their high priestess. I know I'd buy a ticket just to walk down the street with her.
I think
Excuse me, was this for you, Mr. Calderon?
For Mr. Rourke, Elena.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you.
How are your parents, Elena?
Fine, thank you. They're visiting relatives in Zamboanga right now.
Please give them my regards when they return.
Thank you, I will.
That's going to be her.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Rock.
Boy, you sure got good taste in the women you hire.
Mr. Rourke, it's very pleasant talking with you. But, well, I hope you appreciate that as owner of the club, I have many things to do. Just what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Why are you bothering?
Well, like I told you, I'm a writer. Oh, not a famous writer, but I've always been able to spot an interesting story and make a pretty good living at it.
Do I understand that you want to do a story about the club?
What I really had in mind was the girl, Maria Cortez.
Mr. Rourke, I don't think I'd want to exploit...
Now, I know how you feel, and I admire you for it. But I'm not talking about a piece of cheap sensationalism. Human interest is what I'm after. Of course, I'm going to need some background details to make the story ring true, from yourself and other people who knew her. Mr. Calderon, this story can make the Barrio Club famous around the world. And you'll have full approval of everything I write before I send it in for publication. Now, what do you say?
Are you from the police?
Ooh.
That's very funny.
I don't think so.
Oh, you would if you know how I reacted to the sight of blood.
But I'm sure they'll be around sooner or later. Aren't you?
Probably.
Yet it seems strange that a tourist should interrupt his vacation for such an unpleasant matter.
Mr. Calderon, a writer is a writer. He's always looking for an interesting story.
And he sniffed out that writer cover
Now,
real
if you
fast.
agree, I can guarantee that the results will be very profitable for both of us. What do you say?
Let me think about it. I'll try to contact you in the morning and give you my decision.
Fine.
Where are you staying?
Luzon Hotel, room 12.
I do admit it's an interesting idea. It's just that I have to reconcile my previous affections for Maria with such a concept. Good night, Mr. Rourke.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, you think you're real clever, don't you, Rourke? Looking at the files. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Ooh! Oh, he was ready. I'm just a writer.
No. Nope, there couldn't be that much of a room shortage.
Was that supposed to be like a funny one-liner? Come on, dude. That wasn't good. It's like it's trying to be an 80s cheesy action movie, but they haven't figured out how they work yet.
Sorry about that.
Poor Harvey. The things you go through for me.
Oh, Jesus. What? Oh.
Well, Harvey, old man?
He has a dummy? That's Harvey is this dummy he carries around with him?
Wow. And one of these days, I promise you, I'm going to get you a complete paint job.
It's not a sex doll, it's a real doll.
Wait, hurry, wait, please. Speak to the less fortunate. I'm hungry, buddy. I'm hungry. Oh, you are truly most kind. May you be happy.
Whoa, what? Did you trip him?
Are you all right? Fine.
Pickpocket.
I'm very sorry. I'm nothing but a clown old fool. Please forgive me. And I wouldn't even blame you if you hit me.
Look, I said it's fine.
stupidity.
Don't worry about it. The guy isn't safe anywhere.
And I wouldn't take that knife to the police if I were you. It's a knife, isn't it? A Chris or a barong. Yes, a favorite attack weapon in this part of the world. Will you help me up and walk me to that bench on there?
Why should I?
Because Miguel said that you not only had a sense of humor, but you're kind and generous. Thank you. And that bundle, if you don't mind. I had a feeling you wouldn't be able to last till morning to take this to Miguel.
You're quite an actor.
So were you, while you were
Is this
talking
guy a
about
cop?
the girl last night.
I don't remember seeing you.
I didn't want you to.
Just a poor clumsy
My
beggar.
job is not only to relay information, but also to stay as close as possible to you without arousing suspicion.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I know I don't present a very capable picture at the moment. Well, the bundle you're carrying. It's modern science's contribution to my lack of parts. You'd be surprised how well I can move when I'm wearing it. Like half an hour ago when I pulled your victim across the street. Obviously a suicide.
Suicide? 3 bullet holes in him?
Of course.
Tell me, you carry a gun?
Uh-huh.
Then why didn't you use it when our friend paid me a visit?
I regret that I didn't see him until he was on your balcony. Well, fortunately, you were better prepared than I. But I promise to be more alert next time.
Thank you. That's very consoling.
Leave the barong with me. However, I doubt if we'll find more than a few smudged fingerprints on it.
What I'm more interested in is finding out
If your visitor had connection with Calderon.
That's right.
You'll hear from me. By the way, my name is Herrera. Now give me some more money and pat me on the shoulder sympathetically.
I still think you're an expensive proposition. You know that, don't you? How's that, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've
Alana,
never
that's
seen
what I
such
heard
generosity.
too.
Bless you.
I don't know what he said.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh.
Thanks. I think you'd look more peculiar with 3 than I do with 1.
You called it. Nice. Love it. Wow, wow, wow.
Please get in. Yes, you.
Doesn't anybody sleep around here?
He's gotten really quippy. Was he this quippy in the first third?
No, he wasn't. Definitely not.
Man speaks only in one-liners.
Why are we so light and bouncy all of a sudden?
Okay.
Alright, back to sexy sex again.
Just the driving.
We are all over the place.
It's the loading screen music to this this new area.
She was like pissed at it before. What? I don't understand how we got here. We've had. Oh, there it is. Got him.
She's kidding. She's got to be kidding. She's not kidding.
Nice.
Wow.
Ditch his ass.
Wait. She set you up for that one and you fell for it. How? Whatever made you think she could change that fast? Your ego, that's what. You overanxious schoolboy. Knothead.
You fucking got him.
God.
It's a good burn. Oh, dog in the shot.
Nice. Hell yeah. That's production value.
Yeah.
Where's he off to? I want
to
want a side quest in this movie. I want to go see what this dog is up to. Prowling around on the streets in a hurry somewhere. Where's he going?
Like John Adams.
The dog knew where he was going more than this guy knows where he's going. This guy has no clue.
I don't believe it. I still don't believe it. But there you are.
He does a lot of talking to himself. Yeah, Sally.
Yeah,
maybe all the years of working for the SVUs finally kind of caused him to crack under pressure.
Usually he's got his mannequin.
And that's not crazy.
Usually has someone to talk to.
Okay, weird.
That car peeled out of there.
That did. Is this the one chick from the club? She looks familiar. Yep, walk the other way. Oh yeah. Oh come on!
She used to work in the club.
I was even talking to her the night before last.
I'm only gonna jump off something once.
I imagine so.
Can't.
Why, you did not see her?
Can't
I
see
didn't make
shit
it to
out of
the
this
club.
fucking thing.
Why
Rolled
not?
my ankle last time.
I was busy. I was out in the country, just on the other side of the city.
Adam, is something the matter? There's something you're not telling me?
No, there's nothing the matter. It's just that I'm nervous about coming here. It's still too soon to start taking chances.
It's not too soon for her.
Yes, I'm sorry. I wish I had followed my instincts last night.
What do you mean?
I was there. She came home drunk. I thought about seeing if I could help, but I didn't.
You were there?
Yes.
Then you are onto something.
Not about last night. That was pure coincidence.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miguel. I didn't realize you had company.
Well, what is it you wanted?
Oh, nothing. I'll talk to you later.
Well, I was not expecting another killing so soon.
I know how you feel, but give me 2 or 3 more days. As regrettable as this is, we still don't have anything solid to go on, Miguel.
There's plenty more girls.
I know. But I'm going back to the morgue to look for some more clues. Anything that we have missed, any clues. Adam, 2 or 3 more days. That's all I can afford.
2 or 3 days. Women magazine.
Oh, I.
All right.
Just coming out. There's something I want to say to you about yesterday.
There's something I want to say to you.
Oh, yes?
Okay. You deserve to get slapped again. Oh, I missed the boom shot. Oh! This is, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
All of it. Jeez Louise. That was bad.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Good evening, Mr. Calderon.
Good evening, creep.
Fascinating woman, isn't she?
Yes, she is, Mr. Roy.
Just thought I'd check in since I hadn't heard from you. Although I've got the impression you tried to get in touch with me the other night.
No, I've been busy the last 2 days.
Make a decision yet?
Position?
On that story I want to write.
Oh, yes, the story. No, I haven't. But I'm sure it'll be all right after we've discussed a few details.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe we can start tonight.
No, not tonight.
Huh? Huh.
Come on, come on.
No, Mr. Rock. You mustn't. There can be lots of trouble.
I'll take my chances, Elena. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
I told you once before, it is not permitted.
I was only trying to help, fellas.
You made me trouble the last time. Now you mind your business.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, okay.
I think I don't like you as much as before.
Oh, shit. They're using like the same like bit of crowd like speaking noise. I hear the same sentence over and over again.
It was a silly thing.
Somebody go, that man got.
But a very
that man
feminine
got.
However, no matter what you feel about Adam, I ask you not to do anything that can interfere.
Sylvia,
Yes.
Could it be possible that you no longer feel the same way about Adam as when he first arrived?
It's possible.
I see. In a way, I'm glad. Adam is a fine man. In another
I don't
way,
know about that.
I hope you would consider your emotions more carefully before giving them to men who are in our kind of work. That is one reason why I never got married. I wouldn't like the woman that I love to ever feel the loneliness if I were to be killed suddenly.
That's very good advice, Miguel. It's a pity you didn't give it to me before I realized I was in love with him.
That's another reason why I never got married.
What is?
That I still don't understand women.
What the fuck?
Dude!
He just Kramered his way through that fucking door.
That was amazing.
That was the best thing I've seen in a long time.
You know as well as I do, they'd simply claim that I was trespassing.
He crashed through that door like the Kool-Aid
They'd be
man.
right. Actually, they didn't hurt me
That's
that much.
what
The
it
truth
was. I was trying to
no more
think, what does that
embarrassed
remind
than
me of?
anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
I won't wait much longer, Adam.
You won't have to. Wow. Now, I'm sure we're on the right track. But all we have right now is strong suspicions. Unless, of course, you found proof to tie Calderon into
That
the
was
hotel
great.
room attack and Teresa's murder. Have you?
No.
Okay, then let's stick with the original plan. Now, what have you found out about Calderon and the woman Serena?
All we know here is that they arrived about 2 years ago with Peruvian passports and have taken out citizenship papers. They had enough money to buy the club and made it a success. We have no idea where either the money or where they came from before that. But I have sent a wire to the police at Lima for more details.
She's next. Uh-oh.
Line calling. What is he? He's like a melty wax man.
I am not an animal. I am a human being. He's like, just try something, guy. Oh. Oh. Nice. Spin, 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 fall.
That's enough, Moreno.
You're not gonna win this.
Get back to the bar. Go on.
I need a bartender. I don't need a boxer, okay?
Go on.
Are they just gonna keep getting in fights for the rest of
I think so. Till
I
the
see that
bartender
our easygoing lad
dies.
also has a temper. Not really.
What's the trouble?
I'm afraid Moreno's getting a bit overzealous again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the interruption. The dance will resume in just a moment.
Perhaps there's something we can do over there.
Can't you buy us all around or something?
I'm sorry about interrupting your dance, ma'am.
Please accept our apologies. It's just that Moreno is loyal and Mr. Calderon was angry with him for letting you up to the office that first time. Believe me, we'll be more than happy to help you with your story.
Oh, he told you about it.
Yes, it sounds very interesting.
I'm glad to hear that from you.
Is he watching us? No. Calderon,
No, he's talking to some men over there.
please. No matter what he may have told you, please believe nothing until I've had a chance to talk to you privately. Be here tomorrow night at 9. I'll find you. He's to be out at the club on business. Will you do it?
Gladly.
And I warn you, for your sake as well as my own, please say nothing of this to him. He's charming, but he can also be strange and violent. Will you trust me?
Yes, I'll trust you.
I need a friend very badly now. And I don't think fate could have brought me a better one than you.
Thank you. I won't let you down.
Now I must leave. Good night.
Got it out of there quick. Oh, she got another dance. I think that is actually going to take us like right there. That's going to take us to our next break.
Quick
Yeah,
film.
sprung it on you.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Well, we're 2/3 of the way through Bloodthirst. So, what are we thinking, Evan?
I mean, I think the Kool-Aid Man bit has
That was nuts.
If not for that, I would have probably said, okay, yeah, this is a fun movie, whatever. But like, that moment just like spiked my love for this movie so much.
Right. It was just like, you're just like kind of going along with it. Okay, it's fine, whatever. And then that happens totally out of left field, and you're just like,
I loved that moment.
Because I mean, I think
like,
you
as
know,
a punctuation for that like scene of the dialogue, like that's beautiful.
Right. Well, and it just, you know, up to that point, it was very calm, tranquil scene.
And then you have
just
to
sitting
like
there
crash
talking, and
through.
yeah, and he has that line, and just bam, like you're not expecting it at all. So yeah, you gotta love a well-crafted moment like that you definitely would not have seen coming. We didn't see it coming. That was pretty wild. Yeah, that was a highlight of the film.
It was. It was probably the best part. Like, probably the high point of the film.
It might be.
But who knows?
Who knows? Hopefully we'll get a little more. Hopefully we'll get a little. I mean, we've gotten some monster action.
We have.
In this bit.
Are they ever gonna address the monster? Because it doesn't seem like they're talking about it much.
They're not. I don't know what the explanation's gonna be, but it's definitely
just an unrelated monster.
Yep, unrelated monster in the mix. But it does have a very odd look, right? A very weird, weird vibe to it.
Weird looking monster. I wonder how they made that.
I do have information about that. Should I save it for? Should I wait to see if we get more monster action in the third? I mean, I could go ahead and tell you now.
We got a pretty good look at it.
We did. I think we did.
Yeah, let's have it.
Okay.
What's this
so
monster made of?
It's actually a mask that was created for an episode of the science fiction television anthology series The Outer Limits. An episode entitled A Feasibility Study. And there's all these kind of weird blobby looking monsters. There's like multiple, but somehow it's not clear what the connection was, but somehow the makers of Bloodthirst got their hands on a mask from that episode of The Outer Limits.
Okay.
And right? Isn't that such a random, like, just this mask from this one that was made for this one episode of a TV episode?
They walk into a pawn shop in Hollywood or something?
I mean, that's the most likely scenario, right? I mean, you just walked into a
went
store.
to Goodwill at...
Right, yeah. Goodwill of Los Angeles. Yeah, I don't know. Goodwill of Beverly Hills. I don't know where they got this mask, but it's definitely... I mean, it's not like the worst looking monster makeup that we've seen on the show.
It's not like awful or anything.
No.
Not great.
It's not definitely not great, but it's
a cheap, schlocky looking monster mask.
It is. But, you know, I mean, even still, like, you know, the fact that they got this mask that was made for a...
It's so random.
You're right.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, hey, we got this monster mask. Let's make a monster movie.
When I saw this, like, tidbit, I had to really dig into it to make sure that it was, like...
Have you seen that episode?
I haven't seen it, but I looked it up for this.
I'm
and
curious.
yeah, it's the, you can tell it's the, because the masks all look different, but this one has the exact same look. That
What's it supposed to be in that episode of Outer Limits?
It's some kind. I wish I could remember because I was gonna write it down, and I was like, I'm not gonna need to know that. Nobody's gonna ask me that, Evan. So, but there's some reason why they look like that. I can't remember what it was. But it was interesting. Again, Outer Limits, I can't profess to know really anything about. Like I watch all the Twilight Zone marathons. There's not Outer Limits marathons. It didn't quite catch the zeitgeist in the way that
I haven't seen Outer Limits.
Right,
for
which
that reason.
Outer Limits was very much more like science fiction. Like, not that Twilight Zone wasn't science fiction, but it was a little more like, I don't know. I mean, paranormal isn't the word either, but it was like almost some
paranormal.
There's
like
a
it
mix,
leans
right?
A little more. I mean, there are definitely like a lot of science fiction heavy episodes, but I would say as a whole,
Right. Yeah. And okay, so Scott is saying that it's about aliens that are turning into rock. So they kidnap a town to be slaves. Yeah. And yes, Night Gallery, yeah, Alana, that's one that's Rod Serling again, but he wasn't like the writer executive. He was just the host. So he's like, have you heard of Night Gallery, Evan? It's okay. It's
I haven't seen it.
I mean, again, Twilight Zone's kind of the pinnacle, and then you have all these other anthology shows, of which we've seen a few. But yeah, so that's where the mask came from. So how it ended up in Manila, I don't know, but there we are. And yeah, so
maybe they found it in Manila.
Maybe, yeah, wouldn't that be something? It was already in the Philippines.
It already had an epic journey across the ocean.
Could be that. Now, wouldn't that be a heck of a story?
Yeah. Where's that movie?
Oh, seriously, we'll never know. But still, this is an American production, right? Like, that's the thing about, there were a lot of horror films and just genre films that were produced in the Philippines throughout the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And they all...
Is my mic okay?
Is it? Oh, isn't it? Is Evan's mic being weird?
Hello. Test 1 2 1 2.
It looks like it's working okay.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I'll play with it. Okay. Should be good. Should be fine. Let us know if it's not.
Sorry. So there are a lot of 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the American producers, including one of our patron saints, Roger Corman.
Okay.
When he had his own studio, New World, financed movies to be shot in the Philippines. And again, it was very much genre films and a good number of horror films. And kind of the main guy that started it all before tonight's film was this guy named Eddie Romero, who was a Philippines-based director. I think he might have been Filipino. Yeah, he was Filipino, and he started out with these 5 horror movies that were referred to as the Blood Island series, which we actually
still blood.
Still blood. But we talked about this series last week because the movie that we watched last week, Venus Flytrap, aka Revenge of Dr. X, you'll remember for its VHS release, it was giving credits for another movie, Mad Doctor of Blood Island.
Right.
And Mad Doctor of Blood Island, we saw the trailer for it, but that's a Filipino horror, a Filipino-American horror film.
Okay.
And it was part of that series. I think in that film and a few others that Romero made, featured an actor named John Ashley, and John Ashley ended up producing these movies with him, and they ended up making other movies after the Blood Island movies, including a film called Beast of the Yellow Night, and that's the first trailer that we're going to see for our break. And we've seen John Ashley before. He was the lead in The Eye Creatures, which we watched last summer of Schlock. But he was like a beach party actor who then moved to the Philippines and started starring in and producing these like exploitation films in the Philippines with Eddie Romero. And they were, I don't know if Roger worked with those guys, but they had their films distributed by, low budget American distributors. And those films were very successful. And so you had kind of throughout the 70s, all kinds of genres of movies being shot in the Philippines. Action adventure, martial arts, blaxploitation, women in prison films, sexploitation. I mean, it was all, it was cheap to produce there. So people were just, people like Roger Corman, other like low budget exploitation studios were churning out movies in the Philippines. And another one of those films that falls more under the action side of it is Beyond Atlantis. And that's the second trailer we're going to see. And I believe it may be public domain because there's no copyright symbol in the opening or closing credits. And if there's no copyright symbol, bam, that's it. So there's actually a few of these. Eddie Romero and John Ashley made a movie called The Twilight People, which is like basically a remake variation on The Island of Dr. Moreau from H.G. Wells. There's no copyright on that. So tonight is our introduction into Filipino-American genre films. And, maybe as we get into the next summer of Schlock, I'll mix in, some of these other ones, some of these 70s films, which, may get interrupted on YouTube. I was like, I thought about showing some of them. Like, let's play it safe. I think this one will be okay. But eventually I'd like to play the other ones. Because I believe they are public domain. But so we'll see a trailer for one of those, Beyond Atlantis. And then the last trailer we're going to see, we're going to get three here.
Three trailers.
Because we had to get a Roger Corman produced Philippines film. And this one is entitled Up from the Depths. And so it's like a play off of Jaws with this weird sharkfish creature. Don't know really quite what it is. It doesn't, it's odd looking. It was filmed in the Philippines, but it's set in Hawaii. So it's kind of a weird, again, we watched earlier this season, we watched a Roger Corman movie filmed in Hawaii. So, that's a film that's set in Hawaii, but filmed in the Philippines, produced by Roger. So weird, weird choices, but hey, I mean, you gotta cut costs where you can, and like we've said, it was cheap to produce in the Philippines. That's why you had just this cycle of all these exploitation movies that were made there. So we're gonna see the trailers for these three films: The Beast of the Yellow Night, Beyond Atlantis, and Up from the Depths. And then when we come back, we're gonna get into the exciting conclusion of Bloodthirst. So stick around. We'll be right back.
And the evil in a man has so rotted away his soul that even death cannot bring him release. He suffers the cruelest curse ever placed upon mortal man by the host of darkness. He becomes the Beast of the Yellow Night.
What happened to his face?
Mangled beyond recognition in an industrial accident.
He returned from the dead to possess the body, the life, and the woman of another. But his desire made him a savage beast, condemned to stalk the night with an insatiable lust for living flesh.
Nobody could have done that with his bare hands.
What kind of a weapon would you need to rip out a man's heart with a single blow?
Tahimik lang. May sasabihin ako sa inyo.
Starring John Ashley and Mary Wilcox. Beast of the Yellow Night. See it with someone you trust.
Submerged for centuries, Atlantis, the lost continent, rises in mythological magnificence.
It's a Tuscarora. Ladies and gentlemen, free to bed.
Meet Serena, conceived and spawned in a world beneath the waves. Mermaid majesty, drifting through dreamy depths. Fire in her eyes, love on her lips, desire in her heart.
When will you mate? It is your destiny to mate with an outsider, not to love him.
Underwater warriors in a savage struggle for survival.
I will not sacrifice myself.
You will mate! You will mate!
Beyond dreams, beyond thought, beyond Atlantis, astounding the imagination, ravishing the senses. The siren of the sea, rising through rapture serene. Afloat on waves of pleasure. In her bed of pearls. The ancient army of Atlantis clashing with modern soldiers of science. Atlantis must conquer or die. A primeval princess leads her people from a kingdom beneath the sea to a blazing battleground above. Beyond Atlantis. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Imagine yourself on a dream vacation, sipping Mai Tais, surfing at Waikiki, basking in the warm Hawaiian sun, swimming in the tropical ocean. Your vacation is about to end.
The 20th 100 th 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 1
is a horror beyond imagining, hungry for human flesh, and it's coming up from the depths.
Let's get him.
Run! Get out of its way if you can. A monster that rips and tears, hungry for flesh. A living tidal wave of terror is rising, clawing, eating its way up from the depths. Your vacation is about to end.
And we are back. So that was the trailers for Beasts of the Yellow Night, Beyond Atlantis, and Up from the Depths.
Rated PG.
Rated PG, yeah, don't you? Huge explosion. Rated PG. And that's why I love these old trailers, because the content can just be like so all over the place, and the narrator can be like, I don't know, there's just like always unintentional humor in these things. I don't know what it is. They had to have known how ridiculous that would sound. Yeah, I've tried to watch it before, Scott, but I've never really made it all the way through or paid as much attention. But it was written and directed by the guy that wrote like Little Shop of Horrors and like other like one of Roger Corman's like, you know, go-to guys. It was like he kind of became a director later on, and that was one of his movies, but he apparently decided he wanted to make it into a comedy, and then Roger had his people cut it as like a serious movie, and so it just doesn't, from what I've heard, doesn't really play right. But again, I haven't seen it. I need to see it and actually pay attention to it. But yeah, so all those movies were filmed in the Philippines, like tonight's movie, Bloodthirst. So yeah, this is tonight's films are introduction into the American-produced in Philippines film cycle that you didn't know about.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Now you do. So yeah, pretty fun. But yeah, we're about to get into the exciting conclusion of Bloodthirst, and
so let's recap what has even happened so far. So we've got a cop who's been flown in to solve this case,
right?
And he's not doing it. Not doing such a great job.
No, not really. He decided to try to pretend to be undercover, but it just seems like it would have been easier to just be honest about who you were, and because it's not like he's getting any inside information or figuring out anything. I mean, he's just kind of bumbling his way, and as we saw when he crashed through the door, he's literally bumbling his way through the streets of Manila. And
whipping all the way.
And I don't think he's really helping our you know, Filipino detective on the case. I just don't think
he's living at this bar.
Pretty much.
Do
Yeah.
you think he's just getting like progressively more drunk?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Why
I think
he keeps like, do you just
he's
make
just
a
a
bunch of like
booze hound.
one-liners when you get drunk?
And talk to yourself.
Yeah.
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 He's been doing a lot of. It's been kind of uncomfortable. You know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I mean, anything before we get into it, Evan? How do we think it's gonna shake out, or what do we?
I mean, I would love for our protagonist and our monster to meet.
Yeah, that would be.
It seems. I mean, he has a gun. We've seen him. He's quick on the draw.
He is
so
that.
If this monster shows up, he might just shoot it.
Yeah, I think that would
might just be it, because the runtime of this movie is so short.
Right. Yeah. Very, very good point. It could be one of those quick wrap-ups. I hope not, but you never know, right? You never know. But excited either way. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of Bloodthirst right now.
Sorry.
He knocked him over. I accidentally hit
Besides,
the button.
it's not nice to hit a cripple.
Herrera, would you mind telling me how you did that?
Oh, just an old-fashioned hip throw.
Oh. Well, what's up? Or did you just drop by to give me a judo lesson?
I was coming to your hotel. This afternoon, the parents of a young woman named Elena Munoz reported her missing. They returned from a trip late last night and found her room had been torn apart, as in a violent fight. But there was no blood.
Elena Munoz.
She works in the Wire Club.
Of course. That was the girl who tried to keep me from going into Calderon's room.
Was she in the club tonight?
I didn't see her.
Well, Miguel called me and said to tell you right away. He also said that if the body is found, he's going to move in on Calderon no matter where we stand.
I don't blame him. But tell him this. I spoke to the dancer Serena tonight. She seemed a little upset about something. She wants to talk to me tomorrow night after Calderon leaves the club. Now, I don't know what she's up to, but I think it's worthwhile looking into. We can't afford to jump the gun. We don't have enough evidence. But I want to give this guy enough rope to hang himself.
Then you're convinced he's the one?
In the meantime, have him wait for a telephone call tomorrow night. And when it comes to move, and move fast.
All right. And remember, to be careful.
How can I ever thank you for that advice? Oh, did you say that was a hip throw?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Alana, I like your recap. Crash, boom, bang, yikes. Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, no, my friend. Not this time.
Yeah, who is this?
Are you all right?
I think so.
She coming to shoot him?
Just a little embarrassed.
You're embarrassed. Are you sure you're all right? I didn't hurt you.
No. And it's reassuring to know that you can take care of yourself.
I'm great with women, but you should see me with one-legged men. What are you doing here anyway? I thought I told you I didn't want you getting into any dangerous situations, and you never know what can come flying through that window.
Well, I'm sorry.
Me, for instance.
It's just that I was so worried about you, I had to make sure you were all right.
Okay, you see I'm all right. Now get going.
No, I had another reason for coming. Miguel just received word from his office. The report from the police at Lima stated that Calderon fled the country after he was implicated in the death of a plantation owner from whose factory some young women had disappeared over a period of 2 years.
What about the woman?
Her name is Serena Brioso. She's been known to have lived with him for 2 or 3 years.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Oh, yes, Miguel tried to contact Herrera right away, but he couldn't find him.
That's probably because he was with me. By the way, does Miguel know you're here tonight?
Well, I didn't have a chance to tell him.
Great. Okay. Out.
Wait. Since you're so worried about what can come in through that door, well, the only thing that can come in now is moonlight.
Ooh, sexy sex.
I say, old man, could I interest you in a team sweater with the number of your local mafia chapter embroidered on the front? No. Well, then how about a slightly used but official Sherlock Holmes decoding ring? No, I guess not. Well, happy hunting.
glad you came.
I'm always interested in a good story, ma'am.
My life is in danger, and so is yours.
Isn't that a bit dramatic?
You don't know. Calderon is a maniac, and he'll kill to protect his secret.
Look, all I wanted was a simple story.
I know. But you can still help me, and now you must help yourself, too, whether you want to or not.
What do you mean by that?
I can't tell you anymore now. Calderon has all his men watch and record everything. I understand it's tonight in the usual way. But his plans have been changed, and he's to be out of the club until tomorrow. Can you meet me tonight, and I'll
Yeah, I
have to
think
close it?
I would agree with that, Scott.
Louisa, come here. While you're having a drink, one of the hostesses can make your evening more pleasant. But don't stay too long. That will create suspicion, too. Louisa, this is Mr. Rourke.
Good evening, Mr. Rourke.
Good evening.
Well, I can see Mr. Rourke is impressed with you already. That should make the evening enjoyable for you both. Please remember what I said.
Good night. What are you doing here?
I told you I wanted to help.
And I
They know each other?
I know what you told me. Sir, the extra pair of eyes isn't going to hurt. Besides, there are two of Miguel's men who are also here watching me. So please don't worry.
Where are they?
They're out there. And they're being a great deal more subtle about it than you are right now, sir.
I don't want you here after tonight. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now that you're here, you didn't happen to notice anything peculiar about Calderon, did you?
Well, I only met him for a few minutes this afternoon. He hasn't been around at all tonight. Maybe it's just my feminine curiosity, but have you taken a look at those armbands Serena wears?
Not really.
I've never seen anything like it before, except once in a London museum when I was studying design there. I think they're Aztec or perhaps Inca, and very old.
Well, she's from South America. She could have bought them down
Aztec.
Yes, but if they're genuine, they would have cost a great deal of money. It might be worth looking into.
Good idea.
A mummy crashes through the wall.
Yeah, is there a breastplate involved?
Yes,
Wasn't that what the mummy was after? Yeah. Cufflinks and a breastplate.
And bracelets. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Whoa, what?
Oh, okay. All right, cool. We should have got more of this earlier.
Yeah. Not just right here at the very end. Blood coal.
Oh. Oh, brutal. Yeah. Okay, we got a little bit of gore going on.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I don't know why we got this perfectly formed spider web here in the foreground. Well, why not?
Cinematography. He's caught in the web.
It's not subtle. Oh. All right.
You see, there is nothing to fear.
Oh, this is it. Like, what's he getting out of this? He didn't
I
get
don't
any
know.
younger.
Oh, that's a great question.
Don't worry. We won't be caught. We were stupid to leave the other bodies where they could be found. From now on, we will bury
The
them
horror
here.
finally showed up. That's
I
what
will
happened.
take care of the American writer tonight. Afterward, there will be no question, no trace.
Okay. Finally figured out what the antagonists are up to. Now we can get a bow wrapped on this thing. I could really use a drink.
Thank you for waiting.
My pleasure, Serena.
May I offer you a drink?
Let me do that. What would you like?
The same as you, my cautious detective. Of course I knew. But knowing just makes me feel more relaxed, safe in your presence, away from the city and Calderon.
Well, here's to a very beautiful and a very perceptive lady. Now, perhaps if you told me what was on your mind, we could make you even more secure and relaxed, and do something about it.
Yes, but it's such a beautiful night out. Couldn't we enjoy some of it while we talk?
The music.
I don't suppose you've ever lived with a
Wailing.
maniac, have you?
No, not lately.
You must help me, and it must be done quickly.
That's why I'm here, Serena.
I met Calderon in South America, where he was a wealthy plantation owner. He courted me, bought me expensive presents. He took me on weekend trips to beautiful, romantic places. After I'd been living with him for a few months, I found he was married. He said he would kill me if I ever left him. When his wife found out about us and threatened to divorce him, he killed her. Oh, he did it very cleverly. And they never found the body, just evidence of suicide. After playing the role of bereaved husband for a while, he sold the plantation and brought me here, where he forces me to dance in his club.
And what about Maria Cortez?
Yes, he did it.
That wasn't very clever, was it? The way he left her body?
He was having an affair with her, and when she told him she was going to be married, he became some kind of fiend.
And I suppose you know about Teresa's murder?
Yes, I know.
Why couldn't you have gone to the police as easily as you came to me?
Oh, she drugged his
Because they
drink.
have been more stupid than you. And that new girl at the club, the one you obviously know very well. Wouldn't you be interested to know what could happen to her? In all your cleverness, you forgot to consider the possibility that I have an immunity to the drug I put in all the bottles.
She drugs everyone.
I drug everybody, you fool. This monster gonna pop up.
With this music.
I hope he busts through something. We have to top that moment from earlier.
This is a little bit
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is coming like on the heels of I guess the first few Bond movies. I'm not like much of a Bond head, unfortunately. Oh.
Okay. Got a lair. Didn't seem that hard to find.
No, she got there pretty quick. Run. Close the door on him or something.
Left the door wide open. Not much of a secret.
No. Door wide open like that?
Letting all the air conditioning out. Who do you think pays the bills in this secret lair?
So that's how you did it.
Not me, but a loyal servant. In the ancient culture of my people, not my ancestors, my people, a form of human sacrifice was made to appease the sun god. But your historians have been inaccurate in recording the reason why. One was for a form of criminal punishment, similar to the method used in your present society.
Now.
But the other, that had to do with the true meaning of prolonged life.
Ooh.
And what could be more simple and effective than life's blood taken from one woman to sustain the beauty of another? A combination of that blood, electrical energy from the sun harnessed in a small container, and a powder ground from the roots of trees that lived to be hundreds of years old. That is what gives continually renewed life to those of us that were chosen as golden goddesses.
Oh,
To
damn.
ensure that we would never be subject to the
Golden
damaging
goddess.
effects of a normal life, short-span blood was first drained from our bodies. And any person that dared interfere was deemed to be a criminal. And you have dared.
Oh. Wait, what? What? Why? Ah, my ears. Oh. Oh, okay. This trope. The mysterious guy who you thought was bad actually comes to help.
I wanted to help the policeman in my own way, but I'm not very good at following people.
He's like the old man in Home Alone, just like, you're like, oh, this creepy guy who was following me around the whole time. He's actually a nice guy.
Just get hit by a car and killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bam.
Rip.
They wasted no time at all. Oh yeah, I'm here to help. That was aggressive.
Yeah, damn, he didn't even survive the scene.
Hey in there! Open up! Anybody home? What? Can I use your phone? Why? There's a killer loose. A homicidal maniac with delusions of ancient history. Now, can I use your phone?
No, yeah, right in there.
Thanks.
Thanks, huh? He breaks in and runs, a man slip.
Oh
Better
no,
if
he
it's still
didn't
my
break
blood.
in. If he broke in, you'd know it.
Oh, break it in. You, inside. The rest of you,
This
around the
is a
building,
raid.
quickly.
Wait a minute.
Why?
This way.
Yeah, it's been a while on us since we've had one of those. We got the blood bowl being passed around. Well, we finally closed the door, huh? Uh-oh. Hell yeah. Work. Nice. They shot him in the head. Oh. Oh, he's still moving. Oh, he's fighting. Oh, jeez.
She must need a lot of blood.
This thing's indestructible. He's trying to karate chop. Nothing. Useless. He's... Okay. What are we about to do? You gonna hip check him?
Just like...
Stop it. No. Why that? Oh! Wait, what?
What?
Turn into dust? What is this thing, though? Oh, it's finally dying from the gunshot wound to the head. Ah! Of course, right? That makes sense.
Sheesh.
I mean...
Well, Adam, no more words.
I thought we'd see him, like, transform and talk a little more.
Before you leave, I have a gift for you. I wonder where he is. Ah.
Sorry,
They
I'm
painted
late.
this mannequin
Here he
for
is.
him.
I hope you like him.
Harvey? But I thought I had him in here.
Adam,
Harvey?
Our last piece of undercover work.
Still your mannequin.
Since you took so much punishment while you were here, we thought that one of you should return in good shape.
So that you would not think of us as being inhospitable.
Oh, never inhospitable, but sometimes slightly arco.
Herrera, I'll buy you a pack of cigarettes.
But I smoke cigars.
Today you smoke cigarettes.
Okay. Yes.
Thanks.
Will you be back soon?
He's not James Bond, damn it. And neither is Harvey. That was Bloodthirst. What did we think, Evan?
It's such a weird, silly movie.
Right?
Why was there a mannequin?
I don't know. They didn't use the mannequin enough for it to be such a big note
prominent
to end
gag.
on.
Yeah, it's so...
Like it showed up
strange.
one time, like he referred to it once, it showed up once in a way that was not really very funny, and then it comes up again at the end like it's supposed to be this
Just
great
puts a
like
bow on this
punchline.
whole thing.
It's like, no, that's just not funny at all.
Yeah.
That's not funny. That's not funny at all. And it's not. But still pretty wild movie. It ramped up there at the end with
very much. It takes a hard left turn there at the end.
And you could really tell because of the music.
Yeah. The score for this was definitely a choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think
My
it was
favorite's the driving music for sure.
I think it was library music. I think that would explain why it was all over the place. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's take what you can get.
Right, exactly. I think that's what happened here. I think that's why you got the theremin out of nowhere in the last like 10 minutes when all the horror stuff is going on.
Ooh, that's how you know it's horror.
Fun though, a lot of fun.
Yeah, very, very dreamlike.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think all that was, it maybe could have been tied into the story better.
Yeah, it feels, the horror stuff feels a bit
tacked
on.
Right.
Like it spends all this time being a noir movie, and then suddenly it's a horror movie.
Right, and just in the last like 10, 15 minutes. But I mean, it's rewarding in its way. But yeah, I mean, you kind of.
I don't understand why she died there at the end.
So the creature was about to remove the blood from the sister. But before he could do it, they were like trying to open the door. So while he was going after them, the creature was going after them, the blood bowl went to her before the new blood got in.
Oh.
So for whatever reason, it was old blood and it didn't work.
Okay. And so she never messed up that ritual once.
I guess not. I guess she'd been on it the whole time.
Wow.
She had her trusty servant, the blob man. And yeah, that was that was a nice touch that like, that's what he was, but I would have liked for them to explore it more as opposed to saving it for like a last minute twist. Because it was something I thought about earlier in the movie. Oh, well, if she's the bad person, then he's got to fit into this somehow. He's probably the monster in some way.
Yeah.
But they didn't give us any time to like process that in the story. It just kind of at the end, like, oh, and he was also this monster. Like, well, okay, but I mean, let's elaborate on that a little more, But I mean, I think all in all, pretty fun little excursion to the Philippines, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And a good way to introduce ourselves to that like world of American movies produced in the Philippines, of which there are many, and we will see more. So Bloodthirst was our dipping our toes in the water. And I think that's the earliest one that is public domain. The other ones are like 70s movies. So we're going chronological with it. Okay. We got a thing going on here. But pretty good way to get into it. And that was our 5th film of the season. So we're halfway through. Can you believe it?
These seasons, they always just fly by.
Don't they? Like, it's kind of nuts. We don't really like. I just kind of feel like, oh, it's moving slow, and the next thing I know, oh wait, we're already almost done. It's just goes by so fast. But we're enjoying the summer so far, and looking forward to next week. We're keeping the summer going. And we're keeping up a tradition that we've held the past summers of Schlock. And that is, spending a little time with a filmmaker that made some pretty schlocky TV movies. And you know what? We're heading home. We're going back to the United States for what better way to return to the United States than with a regional horror movie?
Oh, nice.
Out of Texas.
Great.
And it's from the Schlockmeister, Larry Buchanan. We've seen his films, Creature of Destruction and The Eye Creatures. The past 2 summers of Schlock. And this one, we're going to watch his film, Curse of the Swamp Creature. This is from 1967. And it, uses a similar kind of monster look to the creature in Creature of Destruction, but it's different, but it looks the same. It's definitely tennis ball eyes again, but it should be a lot of fun. We're in the hot, dead middle of the summer, and so what better way to really feel that through the stream than by spending some time in the swamp, right?
The hot, dead place.
Right.
In Texas.
In a Texas swamp, no less. But that should be a lot of fun. His movies always are, between bad acting, bad editing, ridiculous story. But, again, it's all good. He called himself a Schlockmeister. So that's why Larry Buchanan's movies are always
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, so they're always kind of pretty well primed for our summers of Schlock. So,
and how am I gonna tie the swamp to trail mix?
Oh, well,
maybe if you're going on a hike in the swamp.
Yeah.
Do
People hike
do
in
that?
swamps, right, Evan?
Not me.
You haven't gone on a trail that somehow it's led through or near or around a swamp.
I guess.
Sure, why not?
I suppose I've hiked through some wetlands.
Wetlands, there it is. Same thing. We'll call it
going to the wetland.
Wetland. But yes, that should be a lot of fun. So you can join us next Friday at 9 p.m. for that. Of course, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight.
Oh, right, yeah. Next Friday is the Forest.
Oh, Evan, thank you. God, sorry.
Thank you, Alana.
And Evan, Alana, yes, it's a Friday. We are actually taking it off. So I lied. But the next movie is Curse of the Swamp Creature, but it won't be next week. It'll be 2 Fridays from now.
Yeah.
So thank you, Alana. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate the reminder there. Yes. I will have a movie marathon going.
Where we doing it?
Oh, Evan's reminded me again. I'm so off. Yes, Evan. Yes. We're going to pick that episode up on Sunday, actually. We're going to make it up. We're not going to wait a week because we want to keep the season on schedule. So thank you, Evan. I totally forgot about all of that. We talked about that last week.
Yeah, so not on Friday, on Sunday next week.
Thank you, Evan. Yes. Sunday next week, the 6th.
July the 6th.
July 6th, we'll be watching Curse of the Swamp Creature. So, yes. Friday, we'll have a Red, White, and Boo movie marathon. And then Sunday, we'll be watching our 6th episode in the Summer of Schlock Strikes Back.
Sunday. Have we ever had an episode on Sunday?
I don't think we have. We've done Saturday.
No, we've done Saturday.
We haven't done Sunday, so that'll be good. Curse of the Swamp Creature. Be ready for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. All of our good friends, of course. Alana, Sears, Ethan, Scott, William, Steve, Kathy, Thomas, James, Sally. And thanks, Alana, for putting the list together. I remember to look at it this time, up in our way through it. Okay, we're back. All right, yes, there. Okay, so